good as we'll ever be because we are live. And I'm gonna turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone like a dummy. There we go. Put that over there. Talking to this mic. 7 Up Zero Sugar is good to go. Notes are good to go. Live stream is living and streaming. We are competing right now with over a century worth of knowledge and life experiences, and somehow they still made it about themselves and their golf games. So that's a great sign. Anyways, Miguel Rodriguez here for the Bakersfield Gentlemen on this wonderful Thursday night, regardless of your political stances or your current situations, your love life, your work life, your plans to take over the world like Pinky and the Brain. If everything's going wrong, you still got us because we're right here. Look at that. Frankie's right there. He's sitting there. He's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. And we're here to do it for you. Boom. I like that. I think that's a good intro right there. Tim, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Tonight's libation. Well, it's not really a libation. What would I consider this? An enjoyment. Today's luxury is going to be the K Fire by Karen Berger. This is a Mexican San Andreas Maduro wrapper over an Habano Ecuadorian wrapper with Nicaraguan fillers to boot. A heavy hitter of spice amongst the Karen Berger line. So if you haven't had that burger before, it might be time to hop on, especially if you're looking for something spicier, a little heftier. The first offerings in the lineup were a bit lighter. I'm not going to say they were completely mellow or mild, but they were lighter than this guy for sure. This is my second one having them. The first one being at PCA at the Triple Crown Lounge for the Karen Berger Drunk Chicken and, oh gosh, Dame Mas Tequila event.
That was a pretty interesting event because they had those two companies together, and I did not know that they were working in tandem.
Dame Mas and Karen, or Karen and I think it was more of an availability and a divide and conquer attitude because you remember that night, Drunk Chicken was not just at that event.
No, they had two events.
They were at Tap and Ash as well, and Tap and Ash was throwing down some heat with some companies over there, not just cigars, but apparel, whiskeys, vodka, tequila. It was a great night in Vegas, and Vegas has some good nights. You all know that, but this was a great night. For those watching, do me a favor, comment down below what you are doing right now. Are you watching the debates? Are you checking out the new episode of The Boys? Are you at the movies right now, texting on your lap like, oh, shoot, I got to watch The Bike Riders, but I don't want to miss Frankie and Miguel as they smoke delicious, delicious cigars. Whatever it might be that you are doing, I would love to hear about it in those comments. In fact, I'm going to tune over to my Facebook page so I can follow along with you guys basically the same way. For those who might, look at that, Lorenzo, how you doing, brother? I see you're still getting those runs in, brother. Excellent work. I'm going to get to half the pace one of these days. That's my goal. I'm not looking to get that fast and that many miles in at once, but sooner or later I will be closer to it, brother. I will get there. My goodness, what was I gonna say before that? Can I get the lighter? There we go.
All right, guys. So I am smoking the Baton or the Baton, however you want to say it, from J.C. Newman. This is a cigar that we actually smoked first last year over our buddy Curtis's house. J.C. Newman sent us a box of these to give him a try and let him know what we think. And so we actually went over to his house. He's also a photographer, videographer. Does some fantastic work with his wife Jessica, and took the box over to give him a try. And he actually smokes a lot of the Sweet James, Fat Bottom Betties, and the
Girl No Name.
The other one.
Java. Oh, the Blackened.
Sorry, the Blackened. So I wouldn't know if this was gonna be right up his alley, but he actually enjoyed the hell out of it. So I was pleasantly surprised with that. It's quickly become for me one of my favorites from J.C. Newman, and this is one of their budget sticks. This is not something meant to be super expensive. Like the Black Diamond, the Maximus, or the Julius Caesar. So I've always enjoyed the hell out of this. It comes with fantastic, like short torpedo size. It's absolutely fantastic cigar. If you guys haven't had a chance to try it,
it's true.
Pick one up, give it a try. You will not be disappointed.
I guarantee that. I will put a Michelin guarantee on there, or a Men's Warehouse guarantee. I think Frankie's absolutely right. That was some great intro into that cigar. I know we've talked about it a few times, and it's going to be a few times more because it is a fantastic stick. As is this guy right here. Starting off spicy with a little bit of that San Andreas mineral tinge that you get from that volcanic ash. Phenomenal. Absolutely enjoying this. But I will say, Tim, excellent work getting your set ready, getting some practice in, because we do have a dart tournament in this building in about a month, right? About a month from now, maybe a little bit less. Richard, could we debate our golf handicap? Mine is 1,000,000 handicapped because I don't know how to play golf.
I still don't understand what a handicap is in golf. So if someone in the comments is a golfer, want to explain it to me, go ahead. I just like to hit the ball. So
that is a lot of fun, when it goes real far, and I go, oh, we're going real far. That's about the capacity of my skills.
Yeah.
And that's not even one of the skills I actually have. It's just there. Robert, how you doing, brother? Are you guys smoking anything? Let me know. And if you have not yet, check out the Smoking Hot Summer Deal. It is in the description right now. $99 gets you 5 cigars, 5 model prints, 3 stickers, 2 live events, and a T-shirt sent to you anywhere in the continental U.S. I want to keep that in mind just in case. I don't want to disappoint anyone who might not be there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get that and you use 20 off summer as your promo code for the first 20 people, get $20 off. It's a pretty good deal, I would say. Pretty good. And as Richard brought up, talking golf handicaps, that is a reference to tonight's debate between President Trump and President Biden. And I don't like either of them right now because I have never heard anyone go into the question of, do you think that you will be physically fit and mentally stable to run the country at the end of your second term?
Mm-hmm.
And their answer were to debate each other on their golf handicap.
Right.
And I feel like that's a conversation best left for like the bar, maybe not the world stage, is what it is. Other than that, the bike riders. If we want to, do you want to go?
Bike riders. So I will start off by saying it was much different than I expected it to be, but I still enjoyed it. What can I say without spoiling? It just came out.
I think well, it is a book though, so I think spoilers are going to be less bad in this case.
Okay. So the premise of the movie was basically about the wife of one of the higher ranking members of a bike gang speaking to a journalist who was writing a book and like an audio recording of them. And that was basically the whole movie. They would have flashbacks, which would include all the other people that you would see on the commercials, and that's what happened during all that stuff. So it's all flashback. So I didn't see that coming. I thought it was going to be a story like following the guy we saw at the beginning of the trailers the entire way, and it kind of was because it was his wife that was the focus of the movie.
I liked that she was the anchor into the world because it was a good way for them to waltz into other parts of it besides just from his perspective. So I think that was great. And
so hold on, Aaron. I was having to leave a Black Swan in a 2021 Firestone Parabola, double barrel stout, bourbon and wheated whiskey barrels. Wow,
excellent sound. I'm also checking out. I think he's also checking out the debates right now. So I hope it's going how you want it to go. Again, I will not fault you on either one of your political beliefs out there, guys. Either one of them, no matter how you choose, as long as you are voting and willing to make those little efforts, I'm very proud of all you for exercising your rights. Are you going to check out A Quiet Place day one when it comes out? Absolutely, yeah, I think I am. Because I also want to go watch The Exorcism, and I think double feature.
That's the one with
Russell Crowe.
And I pointed this out when we saw the trailer. He uses Zeus voice, which I thought was pretty funny.
It would be off there too. And once I heard that, I was like, is he gonna have a skirt where he plays with it and then throws a crucifix around the room and stuff? Okay, I didn't say that. That was sacrilege. I apologize. I just talked to our priest today. That's oof. All right. I'll be right back, guys. I got to get to confession. It still happen on Thursdays. No, I'm just kidding. I won't leave right now. But yeah, well, I don't think anyone will see that.
So back to the movie. There was quite a few well-known actors in the movie that were, secondary parts. The working actors that I thought really added to the cast. I like the cast. I like the way, you know what, they had an accent though. The wife had an accent. It was like
Midwestern.
Was that Midwestern?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a Midwestern.
Don't you know?
Yeah, I was like
Cassie roll.
Some about it, I loved it. Like I loved when she talked. It was adorable to me.
It's a mix of of that area and a little bit of like northeast.
I was thinking like Wisconsin and all that.
Think Buffalo. Did you watch the movie Buffaloed?
No.
Okay, so there's a movie called Buffaloed. It's not what you think, not how we usually describe it, but about predatory creditors, and the collection agencies, and how they trick people and they take advantage of certain loopholes that the government doesn't really look at.
Mhm.
And the accent of the main actress in that, oh my god, it was that, but a little bit tuned up.
See, because I always pictured like Wisconsin and Minnesota. Because after watching How I Met Your Mother, it sounds like Marshall's mom and all those people that live up there in Minnesota.
I mean, technically to us, it probably all sounds the same.
Yeah.
And then we get over there and we sound totally tubular because
Mhm.
we are from California. And I forget who I was talking to this about accents. And like, we have the most ununique accent of all of them, even to other people, because TV represents Californians for the most part. A lot of actors are here in California, so their
Yeah,
voices slowly
Hollywood.
start to become Californian.
Right.
They adapt the accent the same way. If we went to somewhere in Europe, I'm sure we'd start little inflections. But
You know, it's funny. A buddy of mine, you know Timmy, owns a couple comic book shops out in
Yeah,
Ventura County.
I know exactly what you're going for.
His family is from Liverpool. They moved here, I think, right after they got married. Either way, he was not born yet when they moved out here. And Archie, how you doing?
Hey, brother.
And this kid is an only child. He's spoiled rotten. He had a room in his house dedicated to comic books, and that led to his love of comic books. Led to him opening 2 shops. He's done very well. He's been nominated at Comic-Con every year since he's opened for an award. It's fantastic. He's now written his own comic with Patton Oswalt.
I don't know. I didn't know that part.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Went to DC to talk about small businesses.
Yep.
He was invited for a panel for that. I don't think he was spoiled. I think he was groomed to be a great businessman and to follow his passions. And I am very proud of that dude.
Either way,
Awesome stuff.
he talks like every other Californian there is. Well, I ended up moving to Bakersfield, went down to go visit, and next thing you know, he has a British accent and like a thick British accent. I'm like, bro, you only go back to England like once a year for like a week. I don't understand where this is coming from. He no longer has it,
Thank God. Yeah, I
It
know.
rubbed
Yeah,
off.
I've heard that. Yeah.
but I thought that was the funniest thing. I really did. I'm like, bro, your parents talk like that, but you don't. You're from California, bro.
Totally Tubular is an 80s music fest. It'll be in Irvine soon at the place by the convention center. Wiggity what? I did not know that. Totally Tubular is actually, people think it's a surf reference. Not at all. It's actually a hot dog on a stick reference. That was where it first came from, because their hot dogs were in fact totally tubular. That's, yeah. And then surfers just ate a hot dog on a stick while I was at the piers, Santa Monica, and I believe Pismo at the time, before they moved to the malls. And that's where it came from. Nothing to do with the tubes that the ocean creates when it does the wave. What? Oh, the back on the tubes. What are the tubes called? I think it's rigatoni.
Mm-hmm.
That's so many references all in one. I don't even know where to. They got mixed up.
Either way, she speaks with a very thick accent. I loved it. Not only what happened to Team USA losing to Panama, what happened to the boys 20 and under football team losing to Japan?
Hey, the what?
The football 20 under league.
Like actual football?
Yeah, we lost like 44-21.
To Japanese peoples?
Yeah.
Well,
How does that happen? I didn't really look a whole lot into it because I got so upset when I saw that. I thought like it was a joke or something, but it was real. I think it might be 7-on-7 football. So if it is,
so that's not real football.
Right. I think if it's 7-on-7, it's a lot different. We still shouldn't have lost. But I'm gonna have to look into it because if it was 11-11 traditional football and we lost, that's just embarrassing, guys.
I mean, Japan's good at stuff. The amount of discipline they put in to when they want to do something is very good. Where's the new guy from for the Dodgers?
Japan.
And he's being considered like one of the best players to play the game. If they dig their
That's fine. He's doing it for us.
I'm just saying.
Do it against us. I don't like you.
I don't think we have the Olympics baseball anymore.
No.
It's just the World Classic.
World Classic.
I believe he would be playing for Japan.
And again, I don't like that. If you work here, you live here, you should play here. If you want to go back to your country to play for them, and you make your money over there, you play over there, you hang out over there.
So you don't care for players going to European League when they're washed up or when they want to make some extra cash?
They move over there. They live over there.
Yeah, but they're going to play for here if they were good enough to make the Olympic team. They would want to play for here.
They wouldn't. If they can't play in the NBA, then there's no reason.
They wouldn't be good enough. Yeah. I'm not saying that European basketball is bad. I'm just saying it's not as good.
And our Olympic basketball team is gonna struggle.
What?
They're gonna struggle.
A
lot of them are injury prone, and I hate to say this, especially like Kevin Durant is my favorite player right now.
It's old, bro.
He's getting old. He's injured, not injured right now, but he's prone to injury. So are some of the other guys on there. So it's gonna be a rough go for the USA. I think they can win. I think they can win. But it's gonna be a rough go for them.
But that's the whole point of sports, though. I mean, you can't be on top forever.
USA dominates always.
The world needs to get involved in this stuff because it makes it better. It makes the entire sport better. We're gonna have Starship Trooper level football one day where they're doing backflips over stuff. Okay, it's gonna be wonderful. Let's see how many of those Japanese players end up in the NFL, XFL, or even CFL. That would be interesting to see.
Don't forget, we also have the AFL coming back.
AFL is coming back, missing one team. I believe it is somewhere in the Midwest that they are not bringing it back.
I like the AFL because it is a feeder league to the NFL. The players are allowed to jump ship and go if they're signed.
They should feed any player. Like, they get hungry. It's the thing. NFL player.
Also, they have my favorite name for a team, the San Diego Fleet. I love it. Being a Navy guy, I absolutely love it.
That is some good stuff right there. I think it's a really cool logo too. It fits the area really well.
It does.
And you know what? It makes sense as a team. Even if it wasn't in San Diego, it should be a cool name.
Mm-hmm.
It's just even better because got the base right there.
Yeah.
Why not? Real quick to the agree. All of the sports to lose to Japan. Why isn't of all sports to lose Japan? Why isn't football? Why is it football? It feels like that's one of those we should be able to hold on to.
Again, if it's 7-on-7, you're not playing with. To me, because it's like even maybe linebackers. I've never seen like a really big Japanese guy unless he's like a sumo wrestler or something.
You know how fast those guys are, though?
A couple wrestlers and a couple bodybuilders, sure, but not a lot to where they would have like a full line defense, offense, and linebackers. So we got huge guys all over the place here.
Just because it's the discipline thing. We're hearing about on the radio. Yes, Paul, there's some professional teams left in San Diego. I wouldn't say they're that professional.
Padres.
I put the Padres same level as the AFL, actually. So, yeah. Go Dodgers. All right. Blue. Think blue. Anyway, no, we're just listening to this on
like I was saying, for 7-on-7, you're playing with cornerbacks, you're playing with safeties, you're playing with linebackers.
I use my entire back.
You're playing with tight ends, receivers, running backs, and a quarterback. No linemen involved. So if we're not rushing them, I mean, I've seen a bunch of tall, fast Japanese guys, so I can understand that if that's the case. But oh man, it's irritating.
I just don't see it irritating because I didn't even know there was an under 20 league. Mm-hmm. I don't care. I really don't.
If under 20 leagues, under 18 leagues, like everything here.
Don't care.
Football, basketball, baseball, soccer.
It's the same with high school football. I don't understand why people watch it if you're not from that area. If you don't know someone on the team, for a bunch of kids hitting each other, don't watch. It's really weird. When they're talking about them on sports channels, like, oh, this guy's coming up in the world. Oh, you were telling me about that kid who his dad started a high school for him or something for basketball? Yep. Weird. Okay, Pee-wee football is actually more entertaining to me than high school football.
When you see those Pee-wee kids stick each other and highlights on YouTube, it is awesome.
Damn, that's impressive. Yeah. And kind of dangerous. But you know what? If the parents are cool with it, the kids are having a good time, and no one's getting too injured, I think it's okay. Times are changing. Look at the NBA draft. Number 1 and 2 picks were from France. Exactly.
Yeah. And like I think it was like 5 out of the last 8 MVPs or something were not from here. You had Embiid. You had the guy from the Bucks. I forget his name. Starts with the G.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember. And Jokic, however,
Joker. Yeah, that dude's
him.
Cool.
I mean, yeah. We're listening to this today because the draft and all that is that the way they take basketball in other countries is way more serious than we take it here.
Well, it's a lot for a lot of sports.
Yeah.
And then it looks like Japan's taking football a lot more seriously. At least that kind of sport. At least that version, if you are correct, the 7-on-7. Look at UFC and dominated by Eastern Bloc guys because they're taking it more seriously. They're talking about there's a guy on Rogan talking about quantity over intensity of working.
Right.
He put in we do 2 a day training, while you're putting in 1 a day or 1 every other day. You're intense, sure, throughout the entire thing. There's no doubt about it. But I have the hours to back me up. I've got 2 to every 1 of your hours, maybe even 3 to 1. You're not going to outthink somebody who has that much experience. You know, it's why our pilots have more training in the military than any other pilots on the planet. Because at that time,
like compared to China, does have more actual time in combat.
I'm just saying though, it's repetition though, even if it's not actual combat, because I mean that's obviously important. It's 100%. But the fact that it's all muscle memory at that point.
Right.
You're not even thinking anymore.
I will agree with Paul for all except for the Chiefs. I'll be honest with you, buddy. I think the Chiefs are going to be in decline this year, man. I think they're going to struggle. I think they'll end up third in the AFC.
I'm just going to point out there, you're going to see Kels get cheated on, and it's going to be with Mahomes. Taylor Swift's going to leave him. He's going to be a messy divorce. Going to lose his, I think, a baseball team. He purchased part of a amateur baseball team.
Yeah, the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah.
That's a smart move.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
They might not be like the best team in the world.
It's going to make money.
Purchase a team in the city that you play for and get known for. That's hella smart. I'll give him that.
I don't dislike him. I dislike what's around him.
Oh, I dislike him. I'm sorry. I dislike his brother.
Yeah, and his wife.
Where do we go?
Feel bad saying that.
So I have it between the Ravens and the Bills over in the AFC. I still think the Bills are going to be a really good team. I think it's going to be the Ravens. I'm sorry. What did I say? Did I say the Ravens and the Bills?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's going to be the Ravens. I think the Chiefs will be in third. I think they'll do well, but I don't think they'll make the championship game this year. I definitely don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl. On the NFC side, I don't know. The Niners are still going to be really good, so they might go back. But we got to see how the draft picks work out.
Damn Bengals, man.
And how the preseason stuff goes, who gets cut and whatnot.
What the hell's his name? Burrows?
Yeah.
I actually like that guy a lot. He should be a Buccaneer.
And then, Paul. Yeah, Jordan always there, first and last. Much like Kobe. I saw that documentary on the Dream Team, or the Redeem Team, when they brought him in, and he was telling the guys, I'll see you guys at 5:30. They thought he was joking. Like, no, sure enough, he wasn't joking. Yeah. So slowly but surely, more and more players started coming down 5:30 in the morning, working out, training, and doing all that other stuff.
I think I like to wake up at 5 o'clock now. It actually makes the day better. It really does. If you can will yourself up to be up that early and you don't have to be, you can get other stuff done that you want. It's a wonderful feeling. And even if the rest of the day falls apart on you and you don't accomplish any of your goals, you already did that little bit. It's like making your bed in the morning, that mentality, you know? Yeah. It's a great speech. It's a book, or it's not really a book. It's like a 2-hour speech that he gave, maybe even less, of graduation.
For the academy.
Yeah.
Naval Academy.
I mean, those little rules are absolutely pivotal for pretty much anything. You can just apply it to learning how to do a new skill, you know? If you do the little things correctly, the rest is going to add up. You learn to enjoy the things that suck. It's going to add up.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm going to pose this question. You guys can answer it in the comments. How do you guys feel about the Lakers signing Bronny James, the first father-son duo to ever play in the NBA? Of course, the Major League Baseball, I think, already had him beat. He's the only other sport that has it, with Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. playing on the same team.
Can you correct me on this? Because I'm not positive. Football players have a very short career length. Relative. I'm saying relatively. You go on average.
I think
it's not
have
crazy.
Longer careers than football players.
I think football players have the shortest. I'm saying.
Oh, they said basketball.
No, football has the shortest, comparatively speaking. In this little realm here, talking these three sports.
Yeah.
I think basketball have the longest
out of the three: baseball, football, and basketball. Yeah, I would say yeah.
So
because for baseball, you got pitchers going out with their shoulders and
your elbows and
whatnot,
gone,
and then other guys, their legs go after a while. So yeah, definitely.
So it wouldn't I feel like maybe it should have been the other way around then. A basketball player playing with his son before a baseball player.
It's not about longevity. It's about like when they have kids.
That's a good point. Because if
Yeah.
you have kids young, you're pretty much
Yeah.
you got a little better of a goal. And I may not be a huge LeBron James fan, but he's good for the business.
Yeah.
He seems like he's a good family man. Like he's good to his family. I like that. It's the same thing I've always talked about, like the Obamas. Never cared for politically, but they seem like a happy family. I don't want to take that away from them.
Okay.
Like you should always support American families, and I don't mean that just like other countries terrible. Just talking, say something good about people you don't like sometimes. Would he be
Before we
drafted?
get into that, how's your cigar smoking?
My God, it's as good as I remember.
Is it fire?
It is in fact K-Fire. That's how good it is. This thing is a slam dunk. All right, it's a fantastic cigar, spicy, woody. A little bit of oakiness there and leatheriness on the back end. The smokiness too. I would like to point that out because sometimes we don't mention this just being smoky. I want to taste the smoke, actual smoke, when I'm smoking cigars. So like when you infuse a whiskey or you smoke meat, you're looking for the flavor of smoke. And this is exactly what I would expect. It's that notes of traditional, well-cured tobacco. And I think a lot of people out there will appreciate that as well. The first time I had it though, it was after a lot of smoking.
Mm-hmm.
It was the end of a PCA day, and even though we try to pace ourselves in those things because it goes on forever, it's gonna have a lot. So I think I'm even enjoying it more this time than that. Even though I had Dami Mas Tequila to go along with it last time, which is freaking fantastic. Wow. I think a lot of you guys out there, if you have not had a Karen Berger cigar yet, you're doing yourself a disservice. Mm-hmm. And this might be the one to start with. Just understand, though, the next one is going to be more mild, whichever one you go to next, if you start with this guy first.
As far as the Baton goes, or the Baton, however you want to say it, fantastic cigar. Charred oak, a little saltiness in there as well. Definitely a leatheriness as well in there. Fantastic cigar, great smoke output, fantastic draw. I mean, I am in love with the cigar, you guys. So let us go to the comments.
Okay. I think the first one was, would he be drafted if LeBron wasn't his dad? I say no. You wouldn't know him.
Eventually, yes, he would have gotten drafted. To the Lakers, no. I think he was a Disney player down at USC, I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. If it was USC, I think he would have been drafted eventually. I think he's good enough to play in the NBA.
Okay.
That's what I've heard on the radio.
Maybe a different team, though?
Yeah, I've never seen him actually play, but I think he would have gotten drafted. He might not have made the team outright. He might have played the developmental league first. But eventually I think he would have played.
Maybe Europe?
NBA. No.
Went to the European market?
No.
What do you call it? Next comment there. Bronny said if any other team than the Lakers drafted him, he would play in Australia. Boom. So I was technically wrong, but a little bit right in there. He would have went somewhere else. And
the only reason for that though is because his dad was playing in LA. If LeBron James had retired a few years ago, he would have played for any team that would have drafted him. So him saying that is solely because
of his dad.
LeBron James is still playing for the Lakers.
Well, that's still a reason though. That doesn't take away from it. I don't think, at least. I say good day, mate, to that. I'm at a loss for words for that. Not a loss for words. What the heck was I gonna say next? I know it is interesting to see that dynamic though.
And Archie, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, he had him sign his brother. So yeah, no, you can't fault him. I mean, if you can use your power and influence to do it, it's something that you want, go for it. No big deal. Absolutely no, will not fault him for that.
Not one bit. And I think it's going to be good for the Lakers. It's going to put more butts in seats. Mm-hmm. There's always a couple more seats that can be filled. And there's always a couple more jerseys that can be sold. There's more merchandise.
Oh, my God, yeah.
It's going to be good. And the more people there, the more stuff they buy. You remember watching Winning Time? They're talking about concessions. It all adds up.
Great show, by the way. If you guys haven't seen Winning Time, definitely check it out. It's got 2 seasons. Fantastic. Definitely a good watch.
I haven't watched any of season 2.
That's sad. Now, this brings me to another point about basketball. This is the WNBA. With your rival,
the what?
With your rival, Caitlin Clark, and her elevating the other players that she's played with around, like Angel Reese, who's now throwing her name in there just to be relevant, in my opinion. I don't know. how you guys feel about it.
What do you mean?
So Caitlin Clark is the girl that got all those big contracts from like Gatorade and Nike and
All the sponsor deals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Angel Reese is a player who, in my opinion, is super jealous of her, and she's now like, when they were playing, she felt the shit out of her. Like she slapped her in the head. She's like, "Oh, I was going for the ball." Everybody's like trying to say she's going for the ball.
I think
No,
I saw
you
that
watch
replay.
She just smacks her on the head, and she's getting pushed around. She's not the biggest girl, so she's getting pushed around. And Angel Reese said, "Well, you're only talking about her because of me." It's like, no.
But you know what though? The only thing better than one like superstar of a player is a rivalry.
No, that's what that's the point she's trying to make. But in my opinion, no, that's not it. They haven't gone to that level yet. The first year in the NBA, so.
But who else?
They're not Magic and Bird here, so they need to calm down with that.
You're not going to get that until they do it, though.
I'm just saying though, they can't be calling it now because it's got to build up. They gotta earn it.
Sure.
Do you guys think with the arrival of Caitlin Clark and other players like Angel Reese that it will elevate the WNBA to at least start making some more money and rely less on the donations from the NBA? I mean, the NBA has been subsidizing them since year one, and they're saying, "Oh, we're getting all these more people in the seats. We want more money. We want more this." They got to be profitable before they can ask for more money.
I feel like they should. They're looking for money in the wrong places. That's the thing. Maybe a small increase, if it started doing better, sure. But you're looking at stuff that's not going to benefit the players because it's got to go to other places. It's got to go to the marketing. It's got to go to hopefully getting them more notoriety is what they need. Because if no one's watching, then there's no reason to put more money into it.
Right.
But if more people are watching, then more money is going to come anyway.
Right.
So it's really it's not even a chicken and the egg. It's just the egg. You need people there. And I think that's, again, I don't know either of them. But if it is something that people are talking about like we are right now, that's beneficial.
Absolutely.
So it might not be the greatest rivalry. It's not even a good diss track at this point. But hopefully it builds into something that can be beneficial. And I don't know much about Caitlin Clark either. So the fact that she got those deals, I just heard like, oh, she's getting a lot of sponsors. She's getting more money. Awesome. But the whole everyone being jealous, kind of get that too. They're probably just pissed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that could hopefully lead to a little more heat and a little more slapping. And people will watch. People will watch for that. You know how many times I watched that soccer game of the girl getting shoved down and her hair pulled? I don't watch soccer ever. I watch that. And I'm just putting that out there a little bit. Question: if LeBron is still playing in 2 years, will the Lakers draft Bronny's younger brother Bryce?
Probably.
All three of them on the court at once. Do you think it would happen?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. She's talented, but she looks weird. Reminds me of a sloth.
Someone put a side-by-side picture of her and what was it, Sloth from Ice Age?
Oh no, Sid.
Yeah, Sid. It was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. It was hilarious.
This is what I will say, and I'm guilty of this as well. I don't watch that many female sports, and it's not my thing. Whatever. But if I'm watching like the UFC, I'll root for the prettier one.
Oh, absolutely. This reminds me of a comment made earlier about the flag football. Mexico actually has a women's flag football league, and pretty good looking women.
I mean, the lingerie league was good looking too, and they were brutal to each other.
Still going on?
Still happening? Oh, okay, but that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be the deciding factor, and that's not on them. That's on everybody else around it. That's on me. So I apologize for my preferences. I don't know what my prejudices. I don't know, but I just think it's bad. It's bad to think that way, but I do, so I don't care. Anyway, a couple of scuffles/fights would help attract more viewers to exactly a little more action. I mean, hockey knows what's up. I didn't even understand hockey until I saw that first fight, and I realized, yeah, I want to watch this way more often.
Yep.
I want to go watch more Condors games. It is brutal and it's entertaining, and at the end of the day, it might be a sport, but it's entertainment, and that's how you make money, is to entertain people. So,
100% agree. That's basically all I got for today, Mike.
I think that's pretty much it. Did not get a chance to watch The Boys, the latest season, or the latest episode. tune on the debates a little bit. Don't worry if you want to repeat it, especially that's everything Biden said in a nutshell. I can't deny it. He mumbled
I
nonstop.
felt really, really bad for him.
I'm not.
I felt like I'm not a supporter of his. I'm not a fan of his.
No,
But watching it, I felt so bad for him.
I'm less angry, and I just feel bad for him.
Yeah,
like he deserves. Just let him go to pasture at this point. It's so demoralizing. Whether you are Democrat or not, or Republican, or I don't care. It's just demoralizing to see that guy stumble upon basic sentences. Anyway, and I don't even think that's political. I think that's just take care of an old guy.
Yeah.
I agree though. I'm wrapping it up in my brain right now. Guys, we'll be back with you on Monday.
Yep.
We should probably go live randomly and watch some of Ronnie's highlights and just shoot the shit because I don't know much about him either.
Yeah, we can watch some highlights. Absolutely.
All right, guys, y'all
we'll be with you guys Monday, but no show Thursday.
No, that is 4th of July. It's also going to be 112 here.
Something ridiculous.
And apparently we have to go be at a park and barbecue. So family first, even if they want you to have heat stroke.
Wish you guys the best. We'll see you on Monday.
Stay cool out there.